Okay, good morning, everyone in South America, North America, Canada, Mexico, Europe, Asia, and I don't know where else. Welcome and thank you for being here. Today is the 28th of February, the end of the month. The end of the month. So tomorrow we start a new month, March. So this morning we have two beautiful, wonderful, excellent professionals from Colombia, Larissa Tatiana and Paola Andrea Ureña. But first, as usual, let me show something that I have prepared as usual. I love this. Anybody can read it, please. Anybody can?
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead.
Who dares to teach must never cease to learn.
What does it mean to you, Ruben?
Well, that if we are about to give knowledge, we have to get knowledge. Get
All the
to
time.
give.
All the time, right?
Yes.
No matter if you are a master, a
No
PhD,
matter.
a book writer, or you are from Colombia, doesn't
An
matter.
astronaut. No.
What about this? Anybody who wants to read out?
Me.
Ursula.
No matter how you, okay, thank you. No matter how you feel, get up, dress up, show up, and never give up.
Wonderful, right, Paola?
So then I'd say that the key word is up.
Yes.
Keep up.
Keep
And
it
what
up,
about
keep it up.
and what about this one? I love it. Anybody, please? In Piura, in Lima, in Mexico, in Canada, in Colombia?
Yeah, I agree with that. Can I read it?
Of course.
It says, if you don't make time for your wellness, you will be forced to make time for your illness. Read that again.
Read that again, Paola.
Yeah, it happened to me. It
No,
happened
read
to
that
me.
again. Read that again.
Okay, I will. If you don't make time for your wellness, you will be forced to make time for your illness.
Read that again.
Go on.
Yeah,
Keep
okay.
going, keep going.
Okay, let's be grateful. I want to be grateful. Now we have like 120 people who are following this humble teacher. Here you will find all the videos, Paola, Ruben, and everybody else. You will find all the videos of our international meetings. Now, who is presenting in March? Ruben, number one?
Number one. March is Mary Shaw. Then Raj Hill. And then Hosher, no?
Yes,
Hosher.
and they will be talking about non-violent communication in education. That will be on March the 7th. And then, my dear Raj, who will be presenting?
Ralph Grayson from Peru, demystifying assessments in online education.
Wow, that is a wow topic, demystifying assessment. Wow, it has to do with your topic, Larissa and Paola, doesn't it?
Yes, that's right. Yes, interesting to be there as well.
Okay, and finally, Roxy.
Julio Valladares on March the 28th.
Yeah, he hasn't told me yet what topic he will be
mystery.
presenting.
It's still a mystery.
It's a surprise.
He's always mysterious. Okay,
Exactly.
I met Larissa, Tatiana.
Oh my God.
When we were young, when we were younger, wilder, and freer. I was really thin, my goodness. How many years ago, Larissa?
Uy, Jaime, let me no, it must be like 6, 7.
More.
Yes.
About
Like
8, 9, 10
about
years.
8, yes, that's right.
Well, this is outside the auditorium, and this is inside the auditorium. And then I met this other woman, Paola. I'm sorry, Paola.
Great memories.
Yeah, Paola, how many years ago?
10, I guess.
12,
9,
almost
12.
12. Almost 12. We were studying in the garden.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the best places I've been to in my life.
Yeah, yeah, and we should go back there.
Yeah.
We have to go back.
We have to go back.
Yes, Raj, we
Yep.
have to go back. Okay, let me talk a little bit about our guest today. Larissa Tatiana Rico holds a bachelor degree in modern languages from University of Quindio, majoring in translation from Autónoma University of Manizales, and a master degree in didactics or didactics at Caldas University. She's been teaching for about 21 years at the university level. She's a professor at University of Quindio. She's been involved in projects developed by the Colombian Ministry of Education, standards, teacher development programs, BONITA, my ABC English Kit and Inspiring Teachers. She is one of the writers of the English Please 1, 2, and 3 series. She's a member of the research group DEPROFES at University of Quindio. She has written 2 books called Insights About Teaching English as a Foreign Language and TV, A Local View. I didn't know that, Larissa. You have to tell us. You have to
Yes,
tell
of
us.
course.
She was also a methodology and English tutor in the training program named Quindio Bilingue y Competitivo. Now, about Paola Andrea Ureña, she holds a bachelor's degree in English language teaching from UNAT University and the ICELT certificate from Cambridge University. She has been teaching English for about 17 years at university level and a teacher trainer for about 9 years. She's a professor at University of Ibague or Ibague.
Ibagué.
Ibague. Oh, excuse me. She's been involved in projects developed by the Colombian Ministry of Education, teacher development programs, BONITA, my ABC English Kit, TPET, TDP, and Inspiring Teachers. She has co-designed several contents for teacher training in face-to-face and online programs. So as you can see, my dear friends, we have 2 very professional ladies from Colombia. Thank you, Larissa. Thank you, Paola, for your time and what you are going to share with us. So let's give them a round warm of applause.
Thank you, Jaime. Thank you, colleagues. As I told Jaime, this is based on our experience. And I want to thank Paola. We have been friends for about 12 years, I guess. We have been in different projects, as you could notice. We worked in different projects together, and she's amazing. And she said, yes, let's do it together. So thank you, Paola, for being here with me. And I know we can share. This is basically from our experience, okay? So maybe you know the tools, but this is basically to share with you what we have been trying in our teaching practice. So,
okay. Yeah, you may start, Larissa, Paola.
Okay, right. Let me share
the screen is yours.
Right. Let me share. Okay. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Perfect, perfect.
Okay. So as like 15 days ago, we were talking in our friendly talk about different issues, about challenges, about situations, and I always shared my idea on assessment. And I truly believe that formative assessment is one of the great strategies that we can implement in our classrooms. And now that we are using remote teaching, online sessions, this is really amazing. As Jaime said, I am Larissa Tatiana, and I'm here with Paola. We work at 2 different universities. Okay, so let's start. Jaime, as I know there are people on Facebook, and there are people here, we want to start our session with this question. In one word, how would you define assessment? So I'm going to stop sharing the screen. I'm going to share the link on Mentimeter so people can write, and then we can share what they wrote. So this is to be done here for the people who are here with us in Zoom. Let me share this on Facebook.
Please do, Larissa, please do.
Yes, I'm going to do it. Give me just a moment. I'm going to share this. Meanwhile, you can write, right? This is simply one word.
You are mute, Clarissa.
I'm sorry. Okay, so you're here on Mentimeter. I already shared the link on Facebook Live, Jaime. So you can invite people to complete, to share their ideas on Mentimeter. Let me see if they have been like, yes, we have answers there. Good. I'm going to share screen. Okay, so they're writing. So we have assessment, monitoring, evaluation process. They have been like repeated. Most of you have agreed on that word, so that's why it is repeated. So let's wait some minutes for the people who are on Facebook to share ideas. Okay, great. We have more, as you can see.
There's one more, Tadi, here in the chat in Zoom, and it says evaluate.
Okay, right. Evaluate. Feedback. Great. One more minute. Let's wait. So we have Paola. Are there more words in the chat here on Zoom?
Not here. Not here.
Okay. So let me see. Jaime, are there people writing on Facebook?
I don't see any answer yet.
Okay. So we have, then I'm going to do it. So you're here to have it. Realize, okay. Good. So we have feedback. Let's see the words that we have here, because as Jaime said, we only have 10 minutes, 1 hour. So let's move on that. And we talk too much. So we have evaluation, feedback, process, monitoring, and measure. Okay, these are basically the words that people have written on the Mentimeter. Based on these, we have some views, because this is about formative assessment, and we want to start sharing with you our views on formative assessment and the benefits it has. So I'm going to share screen. Let's have our presentation. So this is about formative assessment. And then we have, for us, formative assessment, as it has been called here, for example, in Colombia, we have the suggested curriculum, and we consider formative assessment as assessment for learning, in which the main aspect is learning, basically, not teaching, but learning. That's why it focuses on how students learn, not how we teach, but it provides teachers ideas on how we teach and how we can improve our teaching practice, because that is basically what Paola and I, based on our experience, have considered. We think that formative assessment gives teachers the tools to improve the teaching practice. It fosters motivation. Why? Because that is based on the process, on the learning process, not on grades. You won't see 5 pass, fail, but you will see feedback. Of course, it is an ongoing process, and we can help the students to know how to improve and optimize learning. It means that we can promote metacognition on that. And based on the experiences, we have been implementing these 3 types of assessment. We have been using self-assessment, peer assessment, and classroom assessment techniques that now we are going to share with you some of them that we have been using and that have been really meaningful and interesting to students. And of course, it provides feedback about the learning process. Students know they are aware of the learning process. That's why formative assessment is connected to metacognition. And of course, it helps teachers to check for understanding. With that, for sure, we check understanding and we can keep track of the learning process. Of course, we cannot forget that we have summative assessment. It has to do with scores, pass or fail, and this is based on the policies that we have. Because, for example, here in Colombia, we do have that pass, fail. You need to move on your learning process, so we need some scores. But we think that the main aspect should be formative assessment. And now we are going to have another activity. How?
Paola?
Are you here, Pao?
Yeah, you said Paola.
Don't leave me, Pao.
Oh,
Pao?
sorry, no.
Okay.
Sorry. I was just, there was something going wrong here. Sorry, so I was just listening to that. So, sorry. Okay, good. So now what we're going to do is to think about that different types of formative assessment tools. So what have you done? Which tools, which activities do you use in order to work on that formative assessment when you are having lessons, or even when you are just giving students something to work on and to have feedback? So we're going to use this tool again. So Tati, could you share please the link in the chat?
Pao. It's the same link.
the same?
Yes.
Okay.
It's the same link. I'm going to move on the second slide for the people who are, give me a second. Okay, now they can answer the question. The same link. Now we are here. Okay. Let's wait.
Well, just to let you know, Larissa, Paola, we have some people from Colombia, Silvia, Alejandro left Castle from Argentina. They say hello to you. Mariela Miranda.
Nice.
Silvia
Thank you.
Molina Higuera in Colombia.
Hello, Silvia.
Janet Roxana Ceballos in Peru. And Silvina Velázquez from Colombia too. Okay, you may go on.
Okay, good. Do we have answers, Tati?
Yes, we only have one answer.
Okay, good.
Let me share screen.
So it's about tools, yes? Tools.
Yes, okay, we have more here. Okay, good.
Okay. Good. Classwork forms, Google Docs, Jamboard, Roulette, Wheel. Okay, nice. So let's see what else we have used. Well, this, I mean, with these new, let's say, kind of teaching, we have to be very resourceful, yes, and to find different ways in order to work on this formative assessment. So we have been discovering new things, and yeah, and being more creative than usual. So that's good. From these ones that you mentioned there, I love Jamboard, because it gives students the opportunity to interact, yes, to do things, and they get really creative. So it's a very nice tool. Okay, talk and comment. Okay, yeah, it's important to give people space to express ideas. Okay, quizzes, oral participation, whiteboard. Yeah. Okay, checklists, says Ursula. Practices. Okay, good, nice. Yeah, checklists are very useful because they guide people, no? They know where to go and how well they are doing. So they are very important. Okay, good. Tati, I think we can move on, please.
Okay, Pao, I'm going to stop sharing the screen. Just give me a moment and I'm going to return to the presentation, right? For you to continue. Just give me a second.
Okay, Tati, thank you. So from our experience, so then we can say that we have mainly focused on three aspects, which are self-assessment. So how to help our students to be aware of the way in which they learn, how they do it, the strengths and areas to work on. Peer assessment, this is how to do it well with another person, with the help of another one. And the cats. Not the meow cats, but we are going to see what these cats are, which are really, really, really useful. And we have found them very practical in our lessons. So can we move on, Tati, please? Okay. So which, from these self-assessment techniques, so let's start with that one. Which ones have you used in your remote or online lessons? So we would like to listen to you to know what you have used. Well, you have mentioned some before, but let's focus on self-assessment. So what have you used in your lessons, in your remote or online lessons?
Anybody, please?
Hi, good morning. Anybody from this group, right?
Yeah, please, Irma.
Yes, Irma.
Okay. Yeah, one of the things that I have always used and I'm still using is questionnaires for self-assessment. Most of the time, if I have a topic, I let the students to make a list of the questions that they would like to be considered in the questionnaire. And of course, I include or add a couple of more that will focus on the learning topic or the learning content. So that's, I think, very helpful because the students are immersed in their self-assessment process because they chose maybe 3, 4, 5 questions. Now, the questionnaires are not long, are just very specific 5 questions top, and that has helped a lot. That's my experience.
Like immediate response from students, yes? And
Yes.
what I like about using these questionnaires is that maybe they are afraid of talking in public, talking to the group, but if they have that communication directly to the teacher, maybe they are more willing, yes, to express things about their own learning.
One of the things that I'm learning about, I cannot talk from experience or a wide experience, is I'm reading and learning about self-regulation, and there is a questionnaire that has been created in order to students learn about their own learning process, learning strategies that they're using in their classes, and how they will evolve from what they're doing to become better and independent learners. But again, I cannot talk about from experience. I'm just learning about this. Maybe not new for most of you, but it was new from me in this search for new alternatives for self-assessment in this online state and period that we're dealing now with our students. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for sharing, Irma. Thank you. That's something nice. Yeah, we might say it's something like common, but it's very meaningful, and that's what is important. So thanks for sharing. Okay, good. Anyone else?
Yeah, in Facebook Live, Silvia Lucia Molina says she uses electronical pedagogical portfolios through Wix. I don't have any idea what Wix is. and Alexander Left Castle from Colombia, he says, rubrics, reflection journals, stop and go.
Okay, yes. Journals are very, very nice. Yeah, because they foster reflection. Yes, so that's something important. Roxana, last comment, I guess you were raising your hand.
Yes, thank you, Paola. Yes, I want to say that we like to apply the exit ticket. By the end of the session, I ask the students what they have learned. So they start sharing and talking. We learn about vocabulary, concepts, or something about grammar. And also I made another question, and we worked this one in the exit ticket with the Jamboard and the sticky notes. And they put the things that they found difficult, that was confusing for them, and the concepts that were not much clear. And I used those sticky notes, that information I get there, to start the next session. So to clarify those doubts and things that they have not been clear for them. So it's working well, and they like it because it's like just a part of a process of talking, sharing, and not making like oh, this is my mistake. No?
Yeah, and it builds confidence, yes, in their
Exactly.
own learning. So thank you, Roxana. That's a very nice idea. Okay, good. So let's move on to the next question. And I'm sorry, we have already solved the question. Okay, these are, well, you have mentioned some of them, but we also have these techniques that we have used in our trainings and also in our online lessons as teachers, and we have found them very practical. These are 3 things: the emoji worksheet, traffic lights, the can-do statements, focus listening, and hand signals. So Tati, can you move on and we share them gradually? Okay, good. The first one is three things. Well, there are many variations of this one, but basically is these three things that we can mention here is that things that they learned. Yes, so we start from the top to the bottom. Three things they learned. Two things I like about my work, and the last one is I think I would like to change. There are many variations of these. They could be three things that I love doing, two things that I found easy to do, one thing that I find a bit difficult. So we can vary them, but the idea is that they can start from something that is really meaningful for them, that is the three things, and then we go bottom down. So they can also mention things that are relevant for them, even if they are not so positive, let's say, but they count. Okay, next one, Tati, please, traffic lights. The traffic lights is green if my process is going very well, yellow if I have some difficulties, yes, and red if I need more help, yes. Okay, this is, for me, it has been very practical because I constantly ask my students, okay, red, yellow, green, and they do it, and they say, teacher, it's okay, green, green. And some of them who are very shy, even though they say, teacher, red, yes, and it's okay, and it's perfect. There is room for improvement always, so it's good. And in the lessons, I mean, in the classroom, what we do is actually use some cards, yes, some color cards, so students can show it, and they do it privately. In online environments, they just say the word, and they don't feel afraid of saying the word. So it's something that also gives them the space to express freely. So that's the traffic lights. And the can-do statements that we all know. This, for example, this is extract from the books that we use here in Colombia by the Ministry of Education. So they can give students the opportunity to self-assess what they do, and also to see what areas they need to continue working on. And for example, in these books, they have then extra work that they can do to improve. Or also when we have the chance to see their personal notes, but we can have a look at them so we can see what they need, so we can provide them with some more tools or resources so they can continue improving. Okay, and the emoji worksheet, you know, we are using our mobile phones. Emojis are now part of our lives, and people like these emojis. Yes, people like it. So it's a different way to self-assess. So not I did it bad, but it was just a happy or a sad face, or well, it's something also nice. It works a lot with children, no? But also with adults. Sometimes you say, no, that's childish, but adults love things that we do with children. So,
and you know why, Paola?
Because we are still kids.
Yeah, there is a kid inside of us. The only thing we have to do is allow him or her to go out. Simple.
Yeah. Yes, and when you do this, when you use the emojis, they feel that. Yes, they have the feeling that they are still kids, and it's lovely. I personally love it. So it's something that works a lot in my lessons, and my students love when they do that, and they feel confident. Again, it's a way to relax the environment. Yes, to make it like more friendly, like a better place to learn.
Pao, additionally, now that we are using these platforms regarding, I mean, Zoom, for example, at the university here, we use Cisco WebEx. We have Meet, Teams. Students can use emojis because there are, like, for example, in Zoom, we have reactions. So we can ask them, okay, close your eyes, and I mean, listen to the teacher. I can say the body parts, and they click on the reaction. Okay, we can use that as well, and that's part of telling them that we are using technology, but we are also paying attention to the learning process. So maybe this can be done on face-to-face sessions, but also if we use remote teaching, because these platforms has the opportunity, the tool to do it. Here in Zoom, we have reactions, right? This is what we have in Zoom. In Cisco WebEx, we have also feelings, and they can clap, they can show a happy face, or they can show a sad face. We can know the way they feel about the learning process and regarding these kinds of statements. That was basically to tell people the way we can use that with these platforms.
Thank you, Tati. Okay, good. Now we're moving on to the side of peer assessment techniques, and we have these two stars in which does any one of you know a bit about this? That maybe you can mention what this is, the stars in which. Have you used it? Do you know it? Well, maybe you know it and you have used it, but with a different name. Yeah, maybe that's why. Okay, good. So Tati, can you show the picture? Okay, good. 2 stars and a wish. So 2 stars is something that is wow. Yeah. So the idea is that you invite students to say 2 things that they like about another person presentation or piece of work. So I really like this. I like your content. The presentation content. I like the way you spoke. I like, well, whatever. And then the which is something that you would like to be improved for the next time. So we are giving them students some specific points in which they can continue working on. And the nice thing is that we don't do it as teachers, that this is the students' job. So they are helping each other to praise what is good and also to show them what can be improved. So it's something very nice.
A question, Paola, sorry to
Yeah.
interrupt. These tools, you use them university level, school level?
We have used it at school level, yes, in some of our programs, training programs, but also with students. For example, we use in the university a tool that is called Flipgrid to produce videos, short videos, and Flipgrid gives them the opportunity to give oral or written feedback. So I have used it with them. And I say, okay, listen to your partner's video, watch the video, and then give him or her 2 stars and a wish, and they do it.
Okay.
So they say, I like your video because of blah, 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 but you could do this next time. So it works. It also works.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, good. The next one is a feedback sandwich. People love food. And we love food because it's a mix of things, yes? And when we are using the feedback sandwich is that, okay, we invite students in groups or in pairs, sorry, to say something positive and then say something that could be improved, so that is constructive criticism, and finally something positive again. So the idea is that we can start with something very nice and close with something nice, and in the middle, that thing that needs some improvement. It's a nice way to do it because it gives validation to what the students are doing. You know that sometimes when they are giving these peer assessments or they are working in groups, they tend to just point out the things that were negative. And I don't know, but it's cultural. Maybe in Colombia we have that culture that we are not very positive. I mean, we are happy people, but we are not very positive, and sometimes we are not able to recognize what is good in what we do, in what other people do. So I think that is very important because it also helps them not only in the English learning process, but also in their own life process. That is, you need to give validation, you need to validate, you need to praise what other people do well, yes? And also it's important to say what is needed to be improved. So it's a nice way to do it. So 3 pieces of things. And what we can do is we can give the students some time to plan it before they do it. So if they are listening, for example, to presentations, so take some notes, yes, and plan a sandwich for another person. So once the person is done, so you can use your notes to provide the person with that feedback like a sandwich. Feedback stickers. So it's something similar to what Tati said before. Yes, it's just the reactions that we have towards what people are doing. So we can use it in these online environments with the reactions tools. Also, if we don't have it, for example, we use Google Meet, and we don't have those reactions. But actually, sometimes what I invite people is to use cards, just simple cards. I always have paper and I just write something. And okay, right now, what do you think about this or that, what the people did, or say something. So they draw something and they show it. And it's nice because it's something that is authentic and happens on the go. So it really reveals what they feel. Okay, and the peer quizzes. Well, we can use several tools in order to do this. And these are online tools that you might know: Quizzes, Classmaker, Peer Quizzes, Quizlet, Socrative, and Kahoot. And it's not only the teacher, the one who is providing people with these quizzes, but also it's a good idea to have students creating them. Yeah, because when they create these quizzes on their own, or these games on their own, they tend to focus on what they really need. You know, they are seeing the learning from their own perspective, and that's something important. Yes, so sometimes we think that teachers are the ones who have to design these quizzes or these activities, but it's very nice when you can count on students and they feel important and they feel that they are really meaningful in the process. So why not inviting them to create their own quizzes, show them briefly how to do it, you know that they are very good at these technical tools, show them, okay, and just create 5 questions and share it in the group. We have a WhatsApp group, for example. Show it, or okay, tomorrow we are going to start the lesson with a quiz done by Juanito and Pepe, and we start the lesson and you empower them as well. Yeah, because you start the lesson today, you start with a quiz, so that's something good.
A question, Paola, sorry to interrupt again. How often do you use these techniques? How often do you use them? Once a week?
The last one, the ones that need preparation, maybe once a week, yes, because you know that it takes more time. Yes.
And the other ones?
All the time.
What do you mean by all the time? Every day?
For example, yeah, I usually I have lessons every day. I have lessons in the language school in the university every day. So I try to use a bit of them every day. Yeah, all the time. The stickers, the feedback sandwich, when they are doing, for example, role plays, when they come back, well, they get out of the classroom for 5 minutes to prepare a role play. They come back, so they have to prepare that feedback that they can give using WhatsApp. Okay, so you can record a message, send it to your partner, and then I ask them to send that audio to me again, so then I can see the feedback that they are giving. Maybe because we don't have time in the classroom to listen to everyone, but they have that responsibility of doing it and then sending me the evidence, let's say. But it's something that works. So it's good to think of at least one in every single lesson. Of course, time runs, and in these online environments, it's difficult sometimes to do many things as you would like, but try one at least. So then students get more involved and more enthusiastic about this learning.
Sorry, Paola, can I ask if anybody here in the audience has a question? Anybody has a question, Irma?
Not really a question. I was just commenting that, yeah, the frequency of the peer assessment techniques depends on the objective of the class. And every day, I mean, in every class, we should include it. Sometimes I have used this peer assessment as a transitional activity to connect something that we have talked about and we are going to connect with the next one, or as a closing activity to finish the class and wrap up, and of course, to praise the students with everything. That's what I wanted to share. Thank you.
Thank you, Irma. Anybody else, please? Sorry, Paola, maybe somebody else wants to say something else. Anybody else? No? No other comment or question? Patricia, Nancy, Isabel, Beatriz. Hello, Beatriz in Bolivia. Micaela? No?
Hello.
Hello, hello. Okay, go on, Larissa and Paola.
Okay, so Pao, I don't know if you want to wrap up that part, or do you want to say anything else?
No, I think that what Jaime have done has done. Sorry, it's okay. Thank you, Jaime, and also the comments that our colleagues here has given us, because yeah, what Irma said, the frequency depends on the purpose, and we always have a purpose for the lesson. So then we should include something aimed at having students to get that purpose. So every single day we need to have some peer assessment or self-assessment, but assessment is the key. Assessment cannot be taken apart from the lesson. This is part of the lesson. So then we can give some room for any of these activities in every single lesson.
Thank you, Pao. So let me share with you our screen and we continue with our presentation. And we have been talking about self-assessment techniques in which students reflect on their learning process, but also peer assessment in which students assess their classmates' work. But we can also use classroom assessment techniques. As Irma said, we need to keep track of the learning process. We need to keep track of their impressions. I was talking to the Vice-chancellor this week, and he said, but it's difficult to become aware of that process. And I said, yes, of course. Maybe in Latin America, it's difficult because for us, everything is kind of perfect. But if we keep on having these activities in the classroom, students will become more critical about the learning process, and they will become like aware of what they need to say, of what they need to improve. So metacognition is also the key word here. And we have tried classroom assessment techniques, and I want to know if you have used PERDEC. Have you used PERDEC on your lessons?
What's the name of it?
PERDEC. Let me see this one. Hi, I'm sorry. PERDEC. PERDEC. I want to thank, yes, PERDEC. I want to thank, first I want to thank, I'm sorry because of this, I want to thank Lilian. Lilian Gonzalez is also a tutor, a leader in the process, and he introduced this concept, this term, this technique to us, to Paola and I, and we started using that. But then when we had remote teaching, when we have the pandemic, so I explored, because of Daniela Restrepo, who is also a professor at the University of Quindío, she explored this add-on in Google, and that's really amazing, because on PERDEC, you can implement classroom assessment techniques, and the record is kept. I mean, when you finish the session, you can keep the record of what your students have said. So let me share with you a screen of this. I'm going to share with you the link on PERDEC for you to do the activity, to explore what it is about. Just give me a moment. As this is sharing tools, so we are going to use them, okay? So we have it, this one. So please click on the link, people. Let me just give me a moment, because I'm going to share that with the people on Facebook. But I need to do something. Just give me a second. So people here, so you can click on the link. Okay, I have 2 students connected. Just give me a moment for the people on Facebook. I'm going to do it immediately, okay? So this is the link, okay? For the people on Facebook, please click on the link. I have 4 students connected. Then I'm going to share the screen the way you see it, okay? So in this case, you can see that I have 5 students connected, right? I'm going to move a little bit here to show you, okay, how students can see it. Just give me a moment to be moving. Which one? That, this one, okay. So just give me a moment. So this is how students see the screen. So you can click on the filling, right? And this is the way, I cannot do it. Okay, I have 12 students connected, right? This is to show you the way it works, and for us, okay, how useful it is. So we are going to start. This is what the teacher has, okay, classroom assessment techniques from our experience. I love this add-on. This is on Google Slides, Google Slides. You can add this add-on and you can use it. And this is excellent to get ideas from your students. So one of the techniques that we can use, and we are going to use it, in 1 minute, write the most important thing from today's talk. So far, what have you found interesting? So students, answer here. It says answer here. So students, please click here. Something, the most important thing that you have found out about today's talk. I'm going to give you a moment for you to do it, okay? Okay, I have 4 responses out of 13, which is great. 5 responses, okay, good. Excellent. This is because of time, okay, I'm going to show responses. What is useful, my dear colleagues, is that we can have ideas from the students, but students won't feel like afraid of telling us what the process is about, their impressions, and the learning process, because we cannot see their names. Okay, we simply see comments, which is great, which is lovely about this.
That is very important, Larissa, right? Because
Yes.
Because sometimes students and also teachers, we feel ashamed or afraid of writing or expressing our ideas or opinions, and that's good because you can see who is writing what.
That's right, Jaime. Yes, absolutely in agreement with you. Here you have ideas. And if we continue with our second slide, we are going to have simply 2 examples, and then we will tell you how to do it, okay? Circle, how have you felt in the session? So you can, as you can see here, students can select your favorite color. My favorite color, if you have noticed it, is red, okay? So students can do it like this, or as it says, circle, okay? So here we have the answer.
I feel like a little child. Don't you, Ruben?
Let me see what happens on. I try, but I can't. Rachel, try again.
Yeah, I love these techniques.
Okay, so I'm going to show responses. Look, I have the first one, okay, the second, great. So you can see what students do, and we can change. I mean, sometimes I use this technique, for example, only this slide. And what is more interesting for us is that is not time consuming because they are pre-made slides. You simply change the text if you want to do it, okay? So we can have more ideas. Let me see if I can do it. This is for you to
a question, Larissa.
Yes, Jaime.
Because assessment has to do with evaluation of the student, evaluation of the process, evaluation of the teacher to change what you did in that class, right? So what happens if you get some sad faces, or the number of sad faces is much bigger than the happy faces? Have you ever been in that situation?
No, Jaime. Let me tell you.
Not yet.
Not yet, no. And I'm proud of that because it means that we pay attention to the human side, that students are like connected to the session. But if I had lots of sad faces, I could start my first, the following session using one of these techniques, asking them something they think must be improved in the session.
Very good. Excellent.
Yeah, and something else that I would like to add, Tati and Jaime and everyone, is that assessment is not only about the process and the contents and the activities, but this assessment also is for the teacher and for the ways in which he teaches.
Yes, that's the most important.
Yeah, that's the point, because usually when we think about assessment, the first direction that we think is to students, but it also comes towards teachers. And of course, this has to move us until things to improve. If it doesn't happen, there is no way why we are doing this. So thank you, Jaime, for highlighting that, because that's really important. So this feedback that you receive from students needs to move you to do something.
Yes.
So that's the point.
And you will get our feedback at the end of our meeting.
Yes,
thank you. We really appreciate that.
and we do. We have a question for you, of course. Oh. As you can see here, students drag the icon. So this add-on called Permissive can give you the chance to use different types of ways to get students' impression. So we can have a drawing slide. We can have a slide in which students write. Another one in which students, this one, the one that you are seeing now, in which students drag the icon. there is a blue icon, so students drag the icon. And based on that, imagine that if we had here lots of, no, how well the lesson, no, that was, it really went wrong. So we need to talk about that in the following session. So actually, Jaime and dear colleagues, I love this add-on, which is in Google Slides. And we can have more, okay? Then I'm going to hide screen, to hide responses, and I'm going to share with you the way we do it. Just give me a second, because the idea is to show you the tools, right? We cannot talk about tools without showing you the tools. I don't know if you have used that. Colleagues, have you used Perdeck?
No, never.
Okay, great.
By the way, Larissa and Paola, can we get at the end the slides of your presentation, do you think?
Sure. Yes, of course.
Thanks
Yes.
a lot. Thanks a lot, Larissa and Paola.
$10.
Yeah, and so something nice also.
How much, Ruben?
$10.
$10, okay.
Per slides, per slides.
I will collect the money. I will collect it.
Okay. No,
sorry, Pao.
No, Tati. Well, I would just wanted to say that you can actually prepare your presentation there on Google Slides, and then you can add what you need at the end for these cats. Yeah, and as Tatiana is going to show you, you can do lots of things in this tool that is just Google Slides plus using this add-on that is the Perdeck.
That's right. Yes, you go to your email address, so you go to Google Slides. This is the one that we have created for you. And add-ons here, you find here, but you have to add. If you don't have it added, you have to add it, right? So you say descargar complementos, right? And then you have a list of add-ons. And in this case, I have Perdeck, which is already installed, okay? And at the end, I will show you that using Perdeck gives you the chance to keep what students do in class. So I already have it. Perdeck, open Perdeck add-on, and here you will find our template library. And here you can use template for the beginning of the lesson, okay, pre-made templates. During the lesson, pre-made templates regarding assessment or any activity, but the one that we are using is at the end of the lesson, because this is for us like using CATs, classroom assessment techniques, and even during the session, I can use one of these pre-made slides. And what is good is, as you can see, they are pre-made. We simply change the text if we want to ask a different question, okay? As you can see, I'm going to present here. Simple, we have these activities. Pretend your friend was absent from class today, something that can be told, right? This is the one that we're going to use at the end. And here they can even write. As Paola said, we can focus on different things. This is connected to traffic lights, okay? And this is basically what we have regarding CATs. They are pre-made slides, and you simply change what you need to change. And they are really excellent because you can keep track of the process, which I think is more important.
Yeah,
at the end, you can get that.
Yeah, and something else, Tati, that I would add is that it's, as this is private, so you don't know who's writing what, then the lesson itself and the process doesn't get biased. Yeah, because you don't know. So then you cannot say, oh, this bad student gave me a bad feedback. No, but so everybody feels free, and they feel that they are in a safe environment, and that's important. Yes, so you just receive that feedback, and I think it's important to state that. So write whatever you want, write how you feel, write your questions. I don't know who's going to write that. I don't know your name, so clarify that. So then it's nice because the process goes in a normal way and doesn't get biased.
Dear Paola and Larissa, can we give a minute to the audience here? Maybe they have a comment to make or something to say or a question. Anybody?
Sure.
Yes, can you just give me a short directions how to get into Perdeck?
Ursula, if you want, we can share with Jaime as well the step-by-step how to get PERDEC on your Google Slides, okay?
Please,
We can share that with you.
Please do
A
it,
tutorial.
Paola.
Yeah, a tutorial.
Yeah,
We will do it.
Please.
And
Thank you.
anyway, if you need extra help, well, we can agree on a short meeting and we can help you how to do it.
Okay, great. And then we will upload it in the YouTube channel so everybody can learn.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Okay, you're welcome.
Anybody else has a question, a comment?
I have a question. When you selected the peer deck, it was that selection became as a result of that you were looking for these kinds of tools, and you discarded and you just picked this peer deck, or just it was a lucky strike, like you were, and this is the first one. Oh, this is the one.
Now, you know, Ruben, as I told you, it's a group of professors at the Modern Languages program here at the University of Quindío. We are very curious about technology. So one of those professors, Daniela Restrepo, thank you, Dani, for sharing this with me. She was exploring because we need to use technology. I mean, we had to use websites. We have to involve the students in the learning process more than talking and talking and talking, and to get feedback from them. So Daniela showed this project with us, and I started using that, and I found it really, really amazing. That's why in all my sessions, I use something about PERDEC. And regarding formative assessment, this is really interesting, meaningful, useful, and gives you lots of information about the process.
Okay, anybody else? If not, no more questions, comments?
What I'm just a comment. I think it's a great tool. Thank you for sharing. I haven't heard about this before, so this is a learning thing for me, and I'm always thinking to my students, I think it will be great for them. They're adults, they're beginners. Most of them are ashamed of their pronunciation. They are afraid of making mistakes. So doing this kind of exercises, also developing the writing and the thinking in English, without the identity being revealed, I think it's good. It's very good and has matched my needs. So thank you, because you just gave me the tool for my students. Thank you, really appreciate it. Congrats.
Thank you, Irma. That's the idea. I mean, to contribute to the teaching process, to the teaching practice, and what we know must be shared. That is what Paola and I, we think we must share what we know.
Yeah, because one of the things that I mentioned before, you know, involving the students in making the questionnaire, it was part of my strategy to reduce a little bit the anxiety, since they are really, really beginners. But, you know, not being able to identify who make what mistake, it's helpful, I think, in this learning process until they feel comfortable with the language. So I'll use it. Thank you.
You're welcome. Jaime, we still do have, and we want to share with people from different countries the experience that we have in Colombia, because in Colombia, the Ministry of Education launched an app in which students get feedback, but you can also use that, because it's a part in which we can have a free user. And this is for formative assessment as well. You learn English, but at the same time, you get feedback. So I'm going to share a screen, and Pao is going to share with you something about that.
We still have 10 minutes, Larissa.
Oh my God. Okay, so Pao.
Okay, that's good.
Okay, so let's have this.
But they are Peruvian minutes.
Which means longer.
Yes. Whatever.
Just, no. Stop. Just tell me.
Okay. Okay, good. Well, well, now we have this question. Which of these ways to self-assessed learning would be less likely to cause stress or anxiety? What do you think? A game or an exam? You can just tell us.
Game.
Because stress, exam.
I'll go for
Less likely, less like a
stress
game.
or
Yeah, less likely.
less likely it will be
A game.
the game.
I gain less.
Yeah, a game. Okay, good. Why?
Because everybody likes playing.
Yeah.
Yes.
More entertaining.
Yes.
Yes.
The format of being assessed is like a game, and the students feel like they're playing, but the
Yes.
teacher is the only one who knows that it's really assessing.
that's
the trick.
That's the
Yeah.
That's the trick.
Yeah, that's the point. Yeah, and they say, yeah, let's play. And you say, yes, you don't know what I'm planning to do.
Right.
Yeah, but it's good.
Sometimes we need to trick the students.
I would say always.
I agree.
Yes. Okay. Good. So Tati, let's show them then what the Ministry of Education has done for students and teachers here in Colombia. Well, this is a tool. It's an application that is called a Video One Challenge, and it's available in the Play Store. So as Tati said, if you want to download it and use it with your students, you can do it. It's for free. And there is a free user version in which you can, actually use it for you and also use it with your students. Okay, it's an assessment and gamification tool because it's a game in which students have to solve a mystery. So they have to solve, there is a mission. And inside that big mission, there are 7 more missions in which they have to discover some things that help them to solve the problem that is giving food to people in the world. That's the game. And each time that the students are going through each one of the missions, they have the chance to practice English. This tool is at different levels. And also what is nice is that they have that opportunity to have intercultural exchange. So they learn things about Colombia, about our culture, things about different regions in Colombia, so they feel identified. So they say, me encontré el poporo de oro. That is something from Boyacá, or I found, well, whatever. And then they have the opportunity to connect this cultural item from Colombia with different cultures. So it's something really, really nice. As I told you, it has 3 levels. The 3 levels are the beginner, intermediate, and advanced. And the aim of this game is to help students improve their English skills and also help them to get directed into the national standardized test that in Colombia is called Prueba Saber 11. So it's something that students have to take by the end of the high school. And it evaluates different subjects, so math, history, science, but also English. And English is one of the subjects that they are really afraid of. So this is a way to reduce anxiety because they have the opportunity to practice through the game, to practice their English. It's good because it's not only a game that promotes grammar or that promotes vocabulary, but it also promotes other communicative skills.
Sorry, Paola. Beatriz in Bolivia is asking what the name of the app is.
This is Be the One Challenge. Yeah, Be the One Challenge. That's the name.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, and you can download it for free. In Colombia, the good thing for teachers is that it has a dashboard for teachers working in the state schools. So if you're a teacher in a state school in Colombia, you have a code and that identifies you in the system, in the Colombian education system. And then when you introduce that code, you can have you have your students in your group in 11th grade, let's say 11-1. So you can know what students in 11-1 have access the app and the level they have. So it's great because that dashboard helps you as a teacher to know the direction in which your students are going. So if they are doing well, what problems they have, if they have problems with grammar, if they have problems with vocabulary, with the communicative competence. So it's a great tool for teachers. Ursula, you say, do you have to program the contents? No, it's already set, Ursula. It's already set, and because it's a national tool. Yeah, so as I told you, if you are a teacher in the state schools, you can have access to that dashboard, and actually when you get into this, you have your group. So you have all the students in your school. So 11A, 11B, 11C, so you know, and then you can see if your students are getting into the app, which ones are not using it, so you can identify what's going on with them. Beatriz says, it is set for a Colombia setting. Yes, it's for Colombia, because this is aligned with the Prueba Saber 11. So it's really interesting because it is also aligned with the curriculum, the national suggested curriculum. You know, we have a suggested curriculum in Colombia for primary school and also for high school. So this tool is aligned with that curriculum. So it's really good because it helps teachers to see if they are really working on the contents that they should be, in order to help students to get the international standardized level. This is A1, A2, B1. So that's why it's called Be the One Challenge, because the idea is that the students, when they are in 11th grade, when they finish high school in Colombia, they have level B1 in the Common European Framework of Reference. So we are leading them. And it's also good because if we are using the tool since 5th grade, when they start high school, you know the real language level they have. Yes, so
Yes.
you are
Yes.
not working on assumptions, but you are working on realities. Yeah, because if your students are using the tool, you really know the level they have. So that's something really good. Yes, Ursula, go ahead.
It is available in US.
But okay, great.
Yes, I mean, Pao, I mean, it is available in everywhere, but for regarding the schools, and the dashboard is only for Colombian state schools, right? You can use it having a free user, because I have it. I mean, I don't work at a school and I want to share a screen. Just give me a moment. This is what we have, and this is Be the One Challenge, right? You can use it as free user. You can play, and let me tell you, this is addictive. And we can also have it that as formative assessment, a good addiction, right? For learning.
Could you say that again, Paola, Larissa?
For learning. No, that is good for learning. I'm not going to say that again.
Please, don't.
So
No,
this is good for formative assessment, and this is what we want to focus. I mean, formative assessment is the key because the students keep track of the learning process, and students, university level students can use it, high school students can use it, we as professors can use it, because it is part of improving English, but also getting feedback, and we are going to show you in a moment the way we get feedback from them.
Good. And something good, Ursula, is actually, if you want to use it with your students, you can do it. You might not have access to that dashboard because of the reasons Tati gave you, but there is a booklet that has all the contents that you have in the app. And so what you can do is download the booklet, and then you can keep track of the progress your students are doing, even not having access to the dashboard. So we will let you know. We will let you know now the website where you can download it. Yes.
So maybe Paola, next semester, you and Larissa, taking advantage of our friendship, you could prepare maybe sort of a seminar or a website, a workshop or a meeting where you can show us how you do it with your students, something real. So we can say, so see your students and these tools in action. I don't know.
Well, yes.
Yes.
Next semester.
Yeah, actually, Jaime, one of our partners here, which is Nancy Encilales, well, she was in a program last year with Tati and me. We were the tutors, and she's a great teacher in Caquetá. And she's one of the fans of these applications. So I don't know, teacher Nancy, if you might want to say something, because she's actually using with her students. Yes. Jonathan Manjarres as well. He's here. Olga Lucia Mateus. They were some teachers working with us in our group. So welcome. I hadn't seen you here, teacher Olga, teacher Jonathan, and teacher Nancy. They were really active people in the group last year.
So maybe they could prepare something and demonstrate it. And
yeah.
we would be very, very grateful.
Yes. Because they are the experts, yes, because they are using that in the school, they are using the dashboard, they are getting the results, and actually they are using those results to improve their teaching. So that would be great if we can have the team working together. Nancy, Olga, Jonathan, there are 2 more teachers working in the same school, and they, I don't know, we would invite them to show us what it happens in reality.
Okay,
That's
Larissa
great.
and Paola, now we have 9 real American minutes.
Yes, I'm sorry. So now, as I said, basically what we have is regarding this app, students get feedback because it's different the way we can provide feedback in an exam, right? Paper-based exam, and the way Be the One Challenge provides feedback to students. Let me share with you an example. This is really simple, okay, for us. The student has here the text. This is about reading, that is called Mega Reader 1. Students get here the text, as you can see, the Maya people and the sun. If we see the first sentence, the Maya people liked the sun, the moon, and the stars. And then they have the question. The Maya people liked, this is literal comprehension, right? Basically, that is not like to infer, that is not inferential, but that is literal. So the Maya people liked. And imagine that we have the tree, the world, the map, and the sun. And I click on the map in the game, right? And it says, this is the type of feedback we students get from this app. So it says, question number 1, your answer, the map, and the Maya people liked, that is a question. And it says, this word is not in the text. So it means the app is not giving students the correct answer, but it's telling the students, hey, look, something happens here. And the answer is, this word is not in the text. So that is helping students to read again and to find the correct answer. This is why, right, this is what we wanted to share with you, this app, because we think that the Ministry of Education here in Colombia is aware of the process, and it's like helping students become aware of the learning process, not just basically memorizing things, but being aware, being critical, okay, about that. And you can students get feedback with all the missions they have to pass. That was basically what we want to have. Here we have another example. This is incorrect because in the text it says he brought the sun to the people. He wasn't the sun. So maybe because of the question. So there is different type of feedback students can get from this app. And this is great. Students are playing, they are learning, and at the same time, they are assessing the learning process using constructive feedback. And finally, before questions, so we have Pao.
Yeah, as we have said before, the understanding formative assessment has to do with the 2 ways in which assessment has to be considered. So one is that the teacher needs to have clear learning objectives. So one of your questions was when to use formative assessment, these techniques. So it depends on the objectives that you have for your lesson. Okay, specific feedback on what to improve. So then, as we have also mentioned, it's important to validate what is good, but also to show what needs to be improved and how to do it. And we need to take into account the learning strategy. So how our learners learn, and that those feedback tools that we said that they are private, that they are not, students feel that they are not exposed, can show us what is the best way to help them. And also it gives on the other way around. So Tati?
And also, so we have that students, if they work autonomously to overcome, identify issues based on what the teacher has helped them to do it. So students in that case, they provide feedback on what worked well, what could be improved, because we think that that is basically the product of formative assessment. Focus is on learning, the way we can help students to improve the learning process using learning strategies, but at the same time, everything we can improve in our teaching practice. We can adjust teaching practice accordingly to everything, I mean, to this cycle. And we think that this is a way to improve ELT. This is a way to improve the learning process. And as we have been talking, having students as the center of the learning process. Okay. And finally, so we have question for you. If you have any questions about this.
Could you please show the full screen?
This one, Jaime, this is sent by Marina. Which one?
So we can see everyone. So we can see each other.
Okay.
Okay, that's right.
Thanks a lot. Okay, so now this is our time. We have 11 minutes to talk, discuss, reflect, and give food for thought. Personally, I've been reflecting a lot. I feel, again, like I know nothing about technology. I feel like a little child who needs to learn a lot, because this is the way the students like to learn. This is the way they like to be taught. So we need to learn that. So anybody who wants to express his or her opinion, Raj, in Canada?
Well, I think, Jaime, what you're saying, for me, it was fascinating, particularly on Zoom, when I'm doing a lot of sessions on Zoom, how to have more interaction and have it be short and quick and have visuals. So it was fascinating. And like you, Jaime, I don't know enough. So I look forward to learning from what you send us. Paola, good to see you again.
Yeah, it's lovely to see you again.
We can also go to Colombia, Raj.
Yes. That's a good idea.
Yes, yes, why not?
Welcome
Yeah,
with a cup of coffee.
Of course. Anybody else, please, who wants to say something?
I want to say that gamification is a very nice tool for assessment.
Yes, yes, of course.
I like to say something, Jaime. Just well, thank you. Especially I feel a big gap between the generations. So that's why we are learning. We are still learning, and I think that the good thing is that all of us, we are here because we are really worried to improve our tools and skills to do a better teaching. So thank you very much for sharing. And this is our homework now. We have to be working and exploring and playing with these tools. Thank you very much.
Actually, it's our Zoom work.
Yes.
May I show something to them? Because maybe you are wondering about, Perdic. So at the end, the teacher simply clicks here, end, and you will see that I'm going to have it. You can send the students takeaways as well, which is lovely and interesting. They get everything. I'm not going to do it. Save and end the session. And at the same time, let me see if I can click here. Not here. Here, for example, Perdic. I log in as a teacher, and I can click here on sessions, and you can see that today I still have these cats, right? I click on the session, and I can open projector. And as I told you, everything is kept, right? Let me share with you what we did. Here we have it, right? So here you get your students' responses. And you have it here on the website.
Very interesting. I have two questions. Number one, there is no way to know who wrote what?
Yes, Jaime, there is a way in the dashboard. Okay. Yes, for the teacher, it is a way to do it. But I mean, in the class, names don't appear, right? Okay. But yes, for sure.
That's really important, because then students will feel moved to and encouraged to express their opinions. And I forgot the second question. Anyway, Roxy, something.
Yeah. First, I wanted to thank Larissa and Paola for your sharing and for this lovely new tool for me. This Perdic deck is really new, and I found it very useful as well. I think that assessing and being assessed is something that almost anybody likes. And we think that it's a very relaxing way to be assessed. and to assess others. No, sometimes it's not that difficult, and to give feedback is quite complicated sometimes. And this is a very relaxing way to do so. So I appreciate this. I was thinking about, I would like your help about this. I play the role of a coordinator in a language center, and I was thinking about this doing with my teachers as well. Not only teacher students, but teachers, you know, to do this kind of peer self-correction, and instead of class could be a group study to help them as well, you know, helping each other, sharing. I think, have you tried that before?
Yes, we are teacher trainers, Roxy, and we use that with our teacher trainers as well. They provide feedback to each other in our sessions, even they talk about that. And here we have Nancy and Olga. They participated the last year in that one of the teacher training programs, and we use that with teacher trainers as well.
I remember the second question, Larissa. There is a kid inside of all of us. And I was thinking, why pear deck? Why not apple deck? Why not banana deck? No, really.
That is a good question. I'm going to ask people who created that about
Come on, I thought you knew the answer.
No, it was probably because the apple is the blame one.
Because the apple is the what?
The blame.
Ah,
the
okay,
blamed.
okay.
It was the apple. It was Eve. So that's why maybe
Well,
they chose
really
another
the
fruit.
apple, but
It's time to give chance to pear.
maybe.
Yes.
Okay, we still have 5 more minutes. If anybody, somebody, everybody, Cynthia, hello. Something to say, Cynthia Javes?
Well, I really enjoyed the project. In fact, I just heard about that tool before, but just now I learned how to use it, and I'm going to keep on investigating. Yeah, really
Great,
nice.
great, yeah. Well,
I'm sorry, and if they need help, I mean, we can organize, for sure, we can organize a meeting. We are going to send you the tutorial, but if you still need support, help, let us know. And we know, I love that add-on. And I think that's really useful for us, for sure.
Thank you, Larissa. Thank you, Paola. It's been an extraordinary presentation. I must confess, I'm really surprised because I've learned, and I felt again, not a gap, but lots of gaps, Raj. Wow, I didn't know about this. I didn't know that. But that's the beautiful thing about our profession, right? There are lots of things we need to learn.
They're always learning.
Yes, that's beautiful. Well, your last or your final words, Larissa and Paola.
No last words. Final words.
Let's go in this session.
Yes, please.
Okay, good. I'm just sharing here in the chat the website that I told you about, the Video One Challenge, where you can download the booklet for teachers, yes, with the content. So then you can have a look. And no, just want to say thank you, Jaime, for the invitation. Thank you, everyone. Thanks, all of you. You're a very nice audience. I was very nervous, but then when I saw your beautiful faces, I said, it's going to be great. Okay, good. I really enjoyed it. Thank you for being here with us and for letting us help and learn from each other. So thank you so much. It's a very nice community.
Thank you, Paola. Thank you.
Yes, as Paola said, this is a way to contribute. This is a way to share with you. And I was really expecting things, right, about this presentation. And I'm really glad that you found this useful, meaningful for our teaching practice, because this is what we want to have the impact. And my students, my colleagues, people who know me, they know that my quote that I usually share with others is, who we are makes a difference. And for sure, Jaime, what you are doing at this moment, inviting colleagues to share what they know, to share what our experience is making a difference in the world. So thank you very much. Pao, again, thank you for being here with me, for taking the risk. And the audience, thank you for your questions, for your support. And as I told you, if you need our help, let us know.
Thank you so much, Larissa, for your generosity, Paola, for your friendship, for everything. Once again,
How can we contact Larissa?
through me, please. You have to pay $50, Ursula. Yes. Ruben said $10, but no.
Money talks.
I don't know how to. But this is my WhatsApp, my thinking Colombia. But I don't know how to write those numbers to add the number because you have to add some numbers. But that's my WhatsApp in Colombia, and this is my mail. I don't have a Facebook account, but I do have a WhatsApp. So so you can contact me there. And actually we are in the group that Jaime has in WhatsApp. So whenever you need something, we are there available for you.
Thank you.
Let us know.
Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
Okay, as I was saying, thank you so much, Larissa. Thank you, Paola. Thank you, Roxy. Ursula in the USA, Raj in Canada, Betty Can in Mexico, Irma in Ecuador, Ruben, Katia in Peru, Isabel, hello, Vargas in Peru, Micaela in Peru too, Cynthia, Beatriz in Bolivia, Nancy Encinales, and Olga Lucia, I don't know. Thank you.
Colombia.
In Colombia. Sorry. Thank you so much, because without you, without internet, without Ruben, without Katia, without Cynthia, this wouldn't be possible. So thank you so much, and see you on March the 7th with Raj, Ronnie, and Mary Scholl. They will be talking about compassion in education. So have a very good weekend, and see you soon in a week.
Next week. Next week. Bye-bye.
Next Sunday.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
People. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Have a lovely Sunday. Bye.
Ruben, cooking and washing.
Yeah.
Enjoy. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye. Bye.